In a previous video, I made some organza wings, and after finishing that project, I realized I had absolutely nothing to wear them with. So in this video, I thought I'd try and make some coordinating shorts. I'm basing my shorts off of Simplicity 8510 with a few pattern modifications. This is my first time really trying to follow a commercial pattern, and just to show how much I wanted this project to succeed, I bought thread. I never buy thread. It's kind of a big deal. I started out with some non-pattern elements. The petals of my skirt were made similarly to the wings. First I traced out my pattern with some fabric glue because I'm paranoid about fraying, and then I followed that with a line of glitter paint. I should probably mention that there's a layer of plastic between my fabric and the template that I'm tracing, just so that the fabric wouldn't get permanently adhered. To make my flower, first I created a design that I thought would work, then I traced that with my glitter paint, forgoing the glue because I thought this time it would be overkill since everything was going to be mostly stitched down. Then I started on the actual pattern. It was nerve-wracking. I cut out my shorts front, back, and waistband, all of which had about an inch taken off the sides to accommodate the lacing. I followed the pattern, stay stitching at the waistline of the shorts and basting along the lower V of the waistband. Next came the inner leg seam. And the center seam. Reasonably straightforward so far. There we go. Oh, I guess not. Bam. Next, I pressed the edges of my waistband under using the basting as a guideline. I also hand basted the petals and flower designs into place, remembering to leave a gap for the seam allowance. Okay, to be completely honest, I totally forgot to do it the first time, which made it way easier to remember to do it the second time because it was a total pain in the butt. The waistband was stitched on right side to wrong side. The seam allowances were understitched away from the waistband. Next, I top stitched the waistband down, following both the V and the waistline because my fabric was very bulky and needed some extra encouragement to lie flat. And now we go off book for some side lacing. I used my scrap fabric to create a bunch of 1/4-inch tubes, trimming down the seam and turning them right side out with a large needle and some ribbon. Then I cut my tube into little 2-inch pieces and struggled to attach them evenly to a piece of ribbon. cooperate. Please. Pretty, please. Please cooperate. I used the ribbon as a bit of a precaution because I wasn't confident in attaching the loops directly to the main fabric, and satin type fabrics tend not to like being unpicked and stitched over and over again. Mostly even, kind of, not really. Oh well. I then attached my lacing strips to my side seams. I think it's safe to say that I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm really hoping that it works in the end. Maybe, if I'm lucky. Next came top stitching the loops to point out and hemming the side in one go because I thought a continuous line of stitching might look better. It could be worse. It could totally be worse. Because of all the lumpiness in bulk, I hand stitched the section around the lacing loops down, trying to contain any raw edges with whip stitching. Then I hemmed the bottom of the shorts and hand stitched the flower at the waistband down, and the shorts were complete. I think outside of my modification, the finished shorts resemble the pattern, and it was pretty straightforward to follow, but I was a little disappointed they didn't include more ways to finish off the seams nicely. The fabric I was working with was a little bit weird, much too thick for French seams, with the satin on one side and the almost flocked velvety surface on the other. It's definitely a much thicker fabric than the pattern recommends, but it wasn't too problematic with the shorts. I should have made my lacing loops quite a bit shorter. The final effect wasn't quite what I was going for, and the petals have a lot less movement than I thought they would. But I do think the shorts match the style of the wings, and the vintage style and sparkle gives it a little bit of a burlesque vibe. I hope you enjoyed this video, and keep an eye out for part 2 if you're interested in seeing how I made the matching bra. If you'd like to see more like this, please check out my channel and consider subscribing. And if you'd like to help support my channel, please consider contributing to my Ko-Fi. Every bit makes a massive difference.